Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to MC Eternal. So, last episode, of course, we finished out our Jaffa factory and got this thing up and running. Hasn't been running a whole lot of time. You can see we have a stack and a half of Jaffa cakes at the moment. Hasn't been running too long. So, we're picking back up shortly after the last episode. And what I wanted to start today is I want to start into AE2. Just start getting some of this because it's just going to make our lives a whole lot easier when it comes to actually delving into tech. And really, all you need to start AE2 is some power. That's really it. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right into some applied energistics. It's kind of exciting getting to start AE2 really early. Oh, and they didn't block the facade, so you can see every facade possible to craft. Okay. Well, anyways, first thing we need to do is we need to get ourselves a Meteorite compass. Can't find it in there. But it is just iron and charged Certus quartz. Let me pop over here where all my metals are saved. I gotta get a roof on this thing. Alright, then let's go ahead and craft this. I went ahead and grabbed out some iron and some Certus because we are going to need this today for sure. And I might go into the configs between episodes and just get rid of these facades. I hate having all these in the way because, I mean, it's like 20 pages of facades here, and it's a pretty easy fix. So let's go ahead and grab this. There we go. We got Meteorite Hunter, and we completed this quest. We got 50 gold. By the way, something to note, if we take a look in the shop, I have 16,000 balance coins, whatever they are. The way I'm doing it, and this is basically all going to plug into our AE2 system before too long, but what I've been doing, we'll just grab out a bunch of redstone, and we're going to eventually change this to diamonds, but it takes, you have to get like so far into, well, basically we just have to finish out the mystical agriculture, some of the quests. I don't know if it's like a specific quest we have to finish. It just says needs mystical agriculture. So I'm thinking that we have to finish out maybe the majority of the quests or something like that. Not for sure, but okay, there's that. And what we're going to do, we're just going to get a bunch of blocks of redstone. And then what we can do is we can go into the shop, not the shop, but the player shop, this right here. And we can just submit, claim, submit, claim. And they added this in the most recent update where we can do blocks instead of, before, there wasn't a block option, so you were stuck selling like 16 redstone. Which I can only imagine how awesome that would be going for like the big, like millionaire quest. I imagine it would have been fun. But now we're up to 28,000. So it's that easy. And once we get up to diamonds and gold, those two are worth more than redstone. But if we need money right now, we have redstone available for some easy cash. Alright, so the very first thing we need to do is we need to go out and find ourselves some presses. And I've got a little bit of skystone left. I know I never finished clearing out this meteor. I cleared out the majority of it, but the chest is actually going to be right in the middle of it. So let me grab this water real quick. We're just going to dump that down in there, and then let's go ahead and gather our skystone up. And then, of course, there's a chest in the middle of this, and we got an inscriber silicon press. Alright. Now we need the other three, though. We have to go out and find the other three, but that's where our Meteorite compass comes in handy. Let's drop this in our offhand. And is it still going to count? Yeah, it's still going to count this one. Basically, to get it to stop reading that one, you have to get rid of like pretty much the entire meteor, all the skystone that's in it. You have to get rid of it. But that's fine. We're not going to mess with that. I want to find the location of... there's a meteor right up here. And let me sleep before we head out. This would be a good time. Can we make like a bedroll or a sleeping bag or otherwise in this pack? Because this would be a good time to have that. Yes. We can make a sleeping mat or a sleeping bag. We want the sleeping mat. This is the one, that's the one that you can equip as armor and all that. This one you can actually set spawn points if you want, and so on. So there we go. We'll just right click and sleep. And I think this is the one that we used on Farming Valley, if I recall. I won't say no to a mob because we've got to kill. I've got to kill like 50,000 for that one quest. So we're going to be setting up an easy way to do that before too long. Oh, that's Vampire Hunters. We're also going to start dimension hopping before too long. There's just one thing in particular that I'm waiting to get before we start dimension hopping. And once we get AE2, we'll probably be shooting for that. And the thing that I want a good set of armor, of course. And the armor that I think we're going to be going with is going to be, I believe, power armor. Because I haven't really gotten a chance to use power armor in a long time. And it's a lot of fun. Honestly, I think the last time I really used... I know it's been around on like 1.10 and 1.12 for a little bit. But I really think the last time that I used power armor like extensively was like 1.7. I don't remember what pack. It was probably either FTB Monster. Because I played that pack quite a bit. And then it might have also been Resonant Rise 3, which was like my favorite 1.7 pack. So, probably one of those two. I think Resonant Rise had power armor. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. It's probably one of those two, though. I can say that for sure. Probably. Okay, this one we have a logic press and we have a silicon press. Another silicon press. Alright, well, don't want that. So now we are pretty much heading out. Oh, my meteorite compass is gone. I think it was a sleeping bag because I think it throws it out of your inventory whenever you sleep. It throws out your right-hand item or deletes it. I think it's a bug that's been around since... I think we ran into that issue on Farming Valley, but I could be wrong. Battle Tower. I'm going to run to the top, and I'm just going to kill the Guardian at the top. I don't really... yeah, let's just do this. The loot in these has never been all that great on this pack, but I do need the mob kills. So I just want to get the free easy mob kills. Alright. Okay, here's the top floor. Okay, let's do this. There we go. And anything of interest in here? Not really. I'll take the Heaven Sent capacitor. And, yeah, I don't really care about the rest of it. So let's head back out. And see if I can find a meteor. I need to start doing those every time I find them. And here soon we're going to start killing dragons every time that we find them. We're probably going to shoot for flight here pretty soon. Like proper flight instead of bouncing everywhere. And then it's going to be dragon hunting time. Because I need 150 fire dragon kills and 150 frost dragon kills. Now an easy way to do that, which we're probably going to exploit a bit towards the end. Because if you've ever played with Ice and Fire, you know that frost dragons are incredibly rare. And even 150 fire dragons, that's quite a feat. But what we should be able to do is we should be able to breed our dragons just in mass and kill the babies, which I know sounds terrible, but it's the only option that we have. And then we can easily work our way up to 150 dragon kills. Basically just have to gather a lot of flowers is the main thing. Which there might be a way to farm those in this pack. I don't know. I don't think there's... With it being default recipes, I doubt that there's a way to farm them, but we'll find out. Oh, you can just buy the presses for 150 coins. Oh, well, cool. I got a spider chunk, zombie chunk. I got spell book. I love it because once you get going, it's really like being Superman with the longsword slime boots. You can just bounce over everything. And I just realized, did I ever actually tell him to start this? I don't think that I did. I think I said it and was just like, okay, there you go. Build. There we go. Now he'll start building it. So, like, he hasn't been working on it this whole time. That's cool. Okay, so we've got the logic press and the silicon press. Let's go ahead and open up the shop. And I want the calculation press and the engineering press. There we go. Quest completed. And if we open this up, down here, Skystone, that, and a loot reward. We got a Chaos Reaper. Not really sure what that is. And we got a calculation press, or, you know, all the presses there. Well, let's go ahead then. We're going to start getting Fluix Crystal. And this is going to be Charged Certus, Nether Quartz, Redstone. What does it take to make... we should start... Well, I'm going to need it. Okay, I'm going to need some of it. And we're going to go straight for the charger pretty quick. So let me grab this. Wow, I need to start farming Nether Quartz. I, like, never have much of it at all. Alright, well, there's enough to make 10, and we'll see where that gets us towards getting the charger. And we're going to have to automate Fluix pretty quick. So, we're going to be automating all this stuff. We'll push into AE2, get a system set up, and then start automating. So, that's generally the direction of starting AE2. You get up to where you can automate all the AE2 stuff, then you start automating everything else. Alright, so there's our Fluix Crystal. We got mining TNT. Next up, we're going to want the energy acceptor. That, we're going to need quartz glass. We're going to start needing the quartz powder, surface quartz dust, that stuff. And then what would be the best way? I guess the pulverizer would do it. Yeah. So let me just go ahead and set up. I'm going to set the pulverizer here for right now. We're going to be getting proper systems set up here soon. And I'm going to go ahead and just crush up like... let's go ahead and do 40. Okay, so there's our quartz glass. There is our energy acceptor. Quest complete. Get that. We get a loot reward. Shelter TNT. I don't even know what that is. Ghost explosives. Like, I feel like it builds a home or something. I don't know. We're going to have to test that this episode, I think. Okay, so we've got that. And then, where do we want to go next? Probably the inscriber, I think, which is sticky pistons, Fluix. Okay, that's easy enough. 1 second. And that, there we go. There's our inscriber. And do we want to do this with the 5 inscribers or 7 inscribers? I'll probably make a few more of these, actually. But for right now, that'll be okay. We're going to make a few more of those for our automated system because we want it to be kind of fast. Of course, in this pack, nothing's tweaked, so it's not going to be too bad. But I do want to make some more of those. I'm also going to want a charger. So let me go ahead and get that. That right there. Just 1 is fine. And then we are also going to want crystal growth accelerators. If I can do this. I could go ahead and go for 4. Well, I'm going to need some Fluix cable too. So let me not go too crazy with that right this second. Advancement made. Fluix production. That's right. Okay, so let's get ourselves some quartz fiber cable. Get like 2 batches of that. And then I'm going to want Fluix cable. Let me get 3. Let me go ahead and get 4 crafts of that. And then our crystal growth accelerators. Let me get some quartz glass. Fluix block. And then 2 crystal growth accelerators. And we'll bump this up. We might even go for 6. I think there's some stuff in this pack that we could use to make 6 of them. Oh, that's not an advancement. Or that's not a quest. Okay. Unless there's some better way to make... I didn't even look, but is there a better way to make pure in this pack? I mean, there's this method that takes Certus, but it's so easy with... Source quartz seed. It shows 66%. But I'm assuming any seed would work. But thing is, it's so fast with crystal growth accelerators. So I'm not going to bother with that. At least not this second. Now the last thing that I'm going to want for right now, I'm going to want a a flux point because we're going to be setting this up downstairs. So let me get one of these crafted up. I'm not sure how much flux I have. I have just enough, I think. I think I've got some more lying around somewhere, but still getting everything kind of sorted out. And then I'm going to need a ender pearl. Whoops, wrong thing. There was 3 in those chests. I went to grab them before I lost them, but I was too late. Before I was like, oh yeah, I'm still looking for ender pearls on this pack. So that's okay. There's that. We'll go ahead and get our flux core. And then I'm just going to need some redstone. And we'll get our flux point. Okay, so now we've got energy. It's so easy. Like, okay, we'll just make a flux point up, and there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start, say, in this room. And we've got a lot of work to do down here, of course. We're just starting this mod, so... but I needed a new floor, because that floor up there is pretty much full now. We're done with that floor. So we're moving down a layer. And then we've still got a bit of expanding out to do. We'll go ahead and set this up. We're going to say network selection primary power. So that's got power now. And then we're going to set up our energy acceptor like right here. And then we can just bring this out. How do we want to do this? Let's do down to there. And let me grab our bucket of water. And we're going to say that, and that's going to be energy acceptor, or growth accelerators for right now. And so we'll just throw these down here. We're not using these right this second. Oh yeah, they got to go the other way. Do that. And that. And actually, I should probably... There's 2 ways I can do this. I can either go for the toggle buses, which are like that, which really isn't very expensive, but for a temporary system, what I might do for the temporary system is just break this off and put it back on. Then whenever we move it, we'll do the toggle buses, which basically you could toggle power and network information traveling through a line through this Fluix cable with redstone. So you toggle it on and off with a toggle bus. There's inverted and regular, non-inverted, depending if it sends information and power when it's on, when the redstone's on, or if it sends information and power when the redstone's off. So we'll get more into that once we set up the growth accelerators in a more permanent spot. That way they only run and they only consume power when we're using them and not any other time, because there's no other point any other time. But right now it would be me toggling it with redstone, which is kind of a waste. So, all right, we're going to set up our charger, and it's just going to go right here for right now. And of course this, what I can do is I can take my Certus and I can plop this down in there. And there we go. Now it's charged Certus Quartz Crystal. So, that easy. And then lastly, we'll set up our inscriber. And do we want to say that this room would be used for automation, maybe? So maybe you walk in, there's like an automation room here, like basic AE2 automation. And then there's something in that room. I've got a couple ideas, but yeah, let's do that. So we're going to say our inscriber is going to set, we'll put our inscriber here, in fact. And let me go ahead, can I afford more inscribers? I think I need Fluix for that. But if I can, I'd like to go ahead and shoot for a couple of these, which I'm going to have to get more Fluix, which means I need to pop into the nether real quick and just grab some nether quartz. Won't take about a second. But I think I'd rather go ahead and make more inscribers. And I think for speed's sake, we're going to go with 7 of them, I do believe. We'll go with 7 inscribers. Which 7 basically means you have a dedicated inscriber for each operation. I've set it up multiple different ways in the past. I've done it like where we have it all through one inscriber. I've done it where we have it through multiple inscribers. And then I've also done it where we have multiple inscribers for each process, like when we need a lot of that stuff. But okay, there's over a stack of nether quartz, so that should be good. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and just convert a bit of this, as much as we can with what we got. I need more charged Certus. We're going to be automating that in just a second. Like a temp automatic setup, and then we'll make a proper one before too long as well. So there's 26 flux crystals. Let me get our 6 other inscribers made up real quick, and then I will be right back. Okay, there's our 6 inscribers. And then we're going to go ahead and also get ourselves, I got a hopper, and then we're going to get a filter. And this is just for a temporary setup that we're going to be using a little bit today, because I'm currently out of charge Certus, and I want to make that easily. And one thing I need to do, which the inscribers, they're going to change over. Actually, I'm going to pull these back. These are going to, before too long, these are going to change to AE2 plugins. This actually might be trickier before AE2 if I try to set them all up at once. Maybe I'll just set up one for now, because without AE2, the sides, I can set them up, but then I'm going to have to turn around and move them when we do a proper setup. So, yeah, we're just going to put the inscriber right here for now. And then we're just going to run over our cables like that. So this has power. And we'll at least get to cover how the sides work, because they're a little bit different with the inscribers than a lot of things. But then what we're going to do, let's go ahead and set up a hopper here that just feeds into the charger. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and just dig this out a little bit. Let's grab item conduit. We're going to say that let me grab a piece of Certus. And we're going to put that in. There we go. It's now charged Certus quartz. We're going to say that you can extract always active, but we're going to put a filter in there, and we're just going to say that you can only extract charged Certus. Okay, because we don't want any of the rest of that stuff. And then I'm going to need a chest. Okay, let me go grab a chest real quick. And by the way, does this pack have... This pack does have AE2 stuff. So really, I guess we'll be going for the Crystal Growth Chamber long term. We'll be going for the Advanced Inscriber long term. But those are upgraded, so it's not a big deal that we make, say, 6 of these, or we make 6, 7 of these, because we're going to upgrade them. Anyways, even though really we could get by easily with 5 inscribers, but I think I want to do 7 this time around. It's just kind of what I feel like doing for this. Let me get a chest real quick. Alright, so what we're going to do for the inscriber, if we just plug, or the charger, if we just plug that up, set this to insert, then what we can do is take and grab, say, there's 28 Certus. We throw it into there, and it's going to wait. It's going to pull out the charge Certus whenever it gets made, and it's just going to dump it right in here. So really, really easy system for that. This, we probably won't even get into this. We'll probably go straight for the Crystal Growth Chamber because it's so cheap to do. So, yeah, we probably won't even bother with that. Which means we won't need to do a toggle bus, turn this on and off, and all that. Over here, the inscriber... what we're going to do is, let me get a crafting table real quick. And I want to go ahead and make 3... No, actually, I guess we only need 2. No, we do need 3. We're going to make 3 hoppers, in fact. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a hopper that sets here. And this would feed in, like, if I want to put a press in, but it's more for when we start making the printed silicon, or the printed, once we start making these, the logic processors, it's basically for feeding those in. So this top slot affects the top slot here. The sides and the back affect the sides and back. And, no, it's, let's see. Okay, if I put logic press into there, it goes in the top. That's correct. If I put it in the side, it goes in to the middle. And then if I do the bottom, yeah, the bottom affects the bottom, and then the front affects the output. That's what it is. Okay, just takes me a second. It's been a little bit. Actually, strangely, it has been a little bit since I've done AE2. I think the last storage system we did was refined storage, which is always a regrettable thing to have to do. Let's go ahead and we're going to say insert. You can do this all through one chest as well if you use filters. I've done that a lot in the past. This time around, we're not going to do filters because it's going to be very short-lived for us. So we're going to say extract always active. So then if I put something into this slot, it goes into the bottom slot on this. Okay. Then what we're going to do is, and let me set up this last chest just right here to dump in all this stuff. So we've got it here. And I need to go ahead and start printing some of these off. I need engineering, calculation, and which calculation we're going to have to do pure Certus to get that. That's fine. We'll have to get the crystal growth chamber up and going. Let me go ahead and just bucket up this water. Pull these up. Because I don't even think we're going to bother with those. We'll pull that up. And then on the front side, I'm just going to go ahead and pump this side over into the chest here. I know it looks all wonky, but this is all just temporary. This is going to be all plugged up with AE2 connections here pretty soon. So let me go ahead and pop over. Let me get, we'll go ahead and get some logic, engineering, and then silicon is this still standard? We can smelt any kind of crushed quartz for it. What's the nuclear craft silicon? Silicon essence, that's a tier 2 seed. It's not bad. And apparently if you process down cobblestone enough, you get it. Sand through the manufacturer, you get it. And then sand and clay through the sag mill, you get it. So it's basically just replacing the, I know it's the Ender IO silicon, you can't, there's no recipes for it. So basically in this pack, the nuclear craft silicon replaces that. Okay, well I don't have the best pulverizing system. I've got this here. But what I'm going to do for right now, just a very temporary fix, is I'm just going to smelt this. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop over. I'm going to get some logic and some engineering. Yeah. A lot of times I get engineering and calculation mixed up, but we're going to go ahead and get these running. So all we have to do in this case, let's grab logic press, and we'll just plop that into there. And then in the side here, we're going to pump in gold ingots, and it's going to start running. And it's going to make us our printed logic circuits. And those will get pulled out. Yeah, and they're going to this chest. Okay. We'll go ahead and get those running because I know we're going to need quite a few of them. I also need to get calculation circuits going. To do that, what I'm going to need to do is get 4 more crystal growth chambers real quick. So we'll go ahead and get 4 Fluix blocks, and then let's go ahead and pull up AE2 stuff. And then I need the quartz glass. And what does it take in this pack to make quartz seeds? I don't know what tier they are. They are tier 3. We could easily pull these off. I don't know. I might start working on them. And not to mention, I'm honestly feeling like agricraft. Between doing agricraft on here and agricraft on ozone, I almost feel like agricraft on here is kind of a waste. Because we just don't need the resources. Like a cloche with 1 seed produces more than what we need. Pretty much. Didn't I make extra cloches? I did. Let me go ahead and just grab one of these. And let me make Certus quartz seeds real quick. Because they're easy enough, like why not? Why don't we just go ahead and knock them out? Not like we're short on essence or anything like that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tier this up. There's tier 3 crafting seed. And then we'll go ahead and get our Certus quartz seeds. And I should probably go ahead and get silicon seeds as well. Yeah, why not? They're cheap. We're going to have 2 cloches for our AE2 system. Silicon and Certus quartz. And I'll probably need to pretty quickly get nether quartz also. So silicon seeds, there we go. And let's see, we'll set these up right here for now. And then we'll get these moved. Once I figure out exactly how this building's going to get laid out. So we'll go ahead and just plug this up. These should have power now. We'll go ahead and throw some dirt in there. We'll throw in our Certus quartz seeds, our silicon seeds. Which in the cloche, these are probably just going to produce the essence. I don't think they're going to produce any seeds. So for right now, I'm not even going to build a buffer for these. like a chest or anything for them to go to. I'm just going to plug them up, let them run. We can pull silicon and stuff out of there as we need it until we get everything kind of organized. And then I guess I'm going to need to get an infinite water source. So I'll grab some lead and graphite and make the plating that we need. Okay, so there's our water source. And then I'm going to need a couple fluid conduits, like one fluid conduit. Okay, I'll just get some transfer nodes. That'll be fine. And then we'll just stick this like there. There we go. It's going to start filling up with water. It's going to start running. Then we'll put one setting here. There we go. And it can't put water into that, so it doesn't really matter to us. Okay, and that one's starting to fill up. It's starting to run. We've got some Certus Quartz essence. There we go. That makes Certus Quartz. Oh, you can also use that to make the inscriber presses too. So there's that. Okay, so that's ran. It's made our 32 printed logics. Let me go ahead and switch out the press that's in this. And we're going to go ahead and do silicon. Yeah, we'll do silicon for now. So that, and then we'll toss in our silicon. And then let me go ahead now and make our crystal growth accelerators. Okay, so there's 3. What am I? Oh, I'm missing Fluix cable. Okay. Let me make a bit of that. We'll go ahead and get our last crystal growth accelerator. And then I just need a chest. There we go. There's our crystal growth chamber. We'll go ahead and just set this up like right there. And then what we can do is like Certus Quartz dust. Let me go get some sand. It's another thing we got to set up soon is either fire seeds and stuff so we can make sand or make a sand generator. Probably just make a sand generator. Anyways, we can get Certus Quartz seeds then. We can throw these into the crystal growth. It's going to start running. And it's going to cause these to grow at a fairly good rate. I mean, that's pretty fast. And you can do, I mean, you could do a full chest of stacks at once. Because it's the same speed for up to, what is this, 9 AT27 stacks of the same thing. So, alright. Then what we're going to do, now that we've got that in place, we kind of took a detour off the quest for a minute. And I'm not 100% sure. Well, we are going to go for the crafting terminal next. So to get this, it's crafting table, calculation processor. That's where we need the pure Certus. And then we need the ME terminal, annihilation core. That's Fluix dust, nether quartz logic processor. And then charged Certus, or Certus Fluix logic processor. Logic processor, illuminated panel, quartz glass, glowstone, redstone, and iron. Okay. And then we're also going to go ahead and just get... do we want to go ahead and go for an ME drive? They're not going to be expensive. Engineering. That's the diamond one. And then glass cables. Yeah, we'll go for that stuff too, which these are done. So there's our pure Certus quartz crystals. And I'm just going to go ahead. Let me pull this out. And we're going to grab our engineering press, toss that into there, toss that into there, which I'm not spending a lot of time on AE2 at the moment. We've been through this so many times. It's just like, oh wait, I need calculation, not engineering. Engineering's diamonds. My bad. But we're not spending a lot of time on AE2 if you're lost. I've done in-depth tutorials and guides for AE2 and tips and tricks on AE2 and all that. So I've done that stuff in the past. But I think most people have been through AE2 so many times it's like second nature. Just blast through this basic stuff and get into the more fun automation. Alright, and then I'm going to get some diamonds going with our engineering press. Alright, now our charge Certus is done. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I'm going to go ahead and get this, and then we're going to need the redstone. Oh, and by the way, since we got the crystal growth chamber now, we can just do that and make our Fluix instead of having to go and throw it in the water. So there's 58 of that. Let me go ahead and get some Fluix dust. And we can start doubling. Add this with sand, get a seed, throw it in the growth chamber, and then ta-da, you'll have doubled. We need to start speeding this up. But like I said, we're going to start really moving into tech. I haven't really done a whole lot with tech. But that's because we could start with AE2. And kind of once we get AE2 started, we can just automate as we go and just automate, you know, through each mod, step by step, sort of. And just quickly go through them, automate all the things, and then, especially with something like Tech Reborn, it just makes it a whole lot easier dealing with like that kind of mod and just being able to automate it just as you go through. But let's go ahead and we're going to get printed silicon, printed circuit, in this case engineering, and we're going to get some redstone, pull this press out, and we're going to throw in, I'm only doing one, so I'm not going to, or I'm only doing two, so I'm not going to worry about putting, you know, silicon here, redstone here, and the circuit there in this case. But there we go. And then what we can do, I've got 18 printed silicon. We'll go ahead and grab 18 there. And then what I can do is grab, like, say, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we'll do, like, 6 of these. And then what I can do is just throw the silicon down here, the redstone here, and then my circuit mix right there. And then that's just going to run and start filling this out. There we go. There's that stuff coming in. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our engineering processors, and we're going to get our ME drive. So there's that. And that completes a quest. Gold, loot reward. We got Bane of Arthropods 3, probably the best enchantment in the game. And then we need our terminal. It is terminal. So calculation processor, logic processor, some Fluix dust, nether quartz, Certus, and then some logic processors is really all we need. And we do have to do the base terminal, which is glowstone, redstone, iron, and the quartz glass. But then next episode, we get to start getting into channels and all that fun stuff. The really kind of the bulk, the meat of AE2 and the fun of AE2, all this stuff's pretty basic that we're moving through today. But then we get to start getting into the fun stuff. Always, the second episode of AE2 is always way more fun, at least for me, than the first one. The first one's just, okay, I got to get all this junk made real quick, just so that I can start automating things. Alright, so there's that. And then we'll get some annihilation cores. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 crafts of each, because these, we're going to be eating through these pretty quick. So we might as well get a few of them. And then let me go ahead and get this. Get that. And then we'll get our formation cores. Get 2 crafts of those. 2 crafts is really not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but there's our ME terminal. And then we just need the crafting terminal. Alright, so crafting terminal, there we go. There's that. That completes a quest for us. That. And we got a pet rock. And then this quest down here is for a drive, 4K ME storage cell. And what's nice is this is actually going to work on a challenge. There's a challenge here to store 90,000 items, or add 90,000 items to the ME storage. And that's going to be pretty easy. Pretty easy. But they want us to make a 4K ME storage. We're going to need 4K storage component. We're going to need 3 1Ks. Now I'm probably just going to skip past the 4K and go for the 16K. I don't like wasting time with the 4K. So we're going to go straight for the 16K, which means we're going to need to make ourselves 9 of these. And what am I short on? Logic. Okay, give me just a second here. I can get some silicon made up. Well, let me go ahead and get these. I'm just going to set them away. I'm going to go grab some more redstone real quick. And that's like all of our essences. We're going to automate the crafting of stuff with them, but we're going to do it through AE2. We're basically going to teach AE2 how to handle the essences. Okay, so our 1K ME storages. I'm going to need some more Certus. We'll be nomming through this stuff like crazy. And I was kind of bad this go around. I didn't really mine it up when I found it. I was just kind of like, well. Sometimes I'd mine it, but not really. So when it came time for AE2, it's like, oh wait, I haven't been like upkeeping my my Certus. Whoops. Okay, so then we need 4Ks. So there's 3 4Ks. And then for the quest, they want us to turn one of these into a disk drive. They want us to do this right here. So let's go ahead, make that, just to finish out the quest. Then we're going to take it and shift right click and pull out our storage component from it. And then we're going to go ahead and just upgrade this to, in just a second, once I get some quartz glass and some glowstone. And I'm going to go ahead and move our pulverizer. Now I'm just going to set my pulverizer up right here for right now, just so that I've got it easily available. And then while we're waiting for that quartz to get ground up, let's go ahead and set our... We're going to start running out of channels probably before too long. But we're going to go ahead and set up our ME drive like here. And then we're going to put just a glass cable that comes out. And we're going to plug up our crafting terminal here. And then that's pretty much the core. Once we get our drive, we'll be able to start slotting things. Then we'll be able to start turning our attention towards automation and start working towards that, which will be our focus next episode. But that's when we get to start really kind of just bursting out with AE2. Get to start doing a lot more with it. So we got our 16K ME storage component. We'll go ahead and combine it with the housing, get our storage cell, and then we'll drop that into there. So we can store basically 16,384 bytes and up to 63 different types of items in this. So then I can go through and just start adding all these things to it. Yeah, whatever. We'll just dump all this. I really don't need this in there or that in there. And then basically this entire chest can go. There we go. And out of curiosity, yeah, it says we've added 860. Like, that's going to be so easy. That's like the easiest challenge, I think, on this list once you start AE2. I mean, aside from maybe like time played and since last death. Those two are fairly easy, but that one's really, really easy. Okay, but we did finish a quest down here. There we go. And we got inverted stirrups. Pick up a living entity and mount it on your head. Okay. And now I will say that, why would they want us to get glass cable whites? Like, dye it. Like, it's specifically, instead of it just being like regular glass cable, it's got to be white. But I will say that next episode we'll probably start getting into most all of this. I know we'll do wireless terminal, we'll do dense cable, we'll do glass cable, I guess we'll make a crescent hammer. This stuff we'll probably start setting up a little setup for it, or for this. We'll do molecular assemblers next episode, but for this we'll start a setup to make singularities, but it will take a little while for us to make singularities, and even longer for us to find a need for them, probably in this series. But I don't know, we'll see. And then I kind of want to turn my attention to this. At some point, we'll get into Introduction to Tech, which is basically immersive engineering, industrial foregoing, thermal, and then Tech Reborn. We'll be starting Tech Reborn, actually, in the next couple episodes. We're going to spend a couple episodes on AE2, then move in and just kind of knock through Tech Reborn, get our power armor here, and then we're going to start doing some exploration. Yeah. And I think with that, I think we're going to end out this episode here, but be prepared for some AE2 next episode. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.